Yes, sir. What would you like to see from Rowdy today?
Just get his repetitions. He goes 2 or 3. We'll decide that throughout the game. It's going to be a bullpen heavy day, but for him to keep throwing the ball the way he's throwing, and like I said yesterday, now it's a matter of just be healthy. You know, we got 2 more days, and everybody knows where we at and what's going to happen for the Walker game. So now it's, you know, we're going to go out there and play hard. You know, there's going to be 30,000 people out there watching, and we have to respect that. But at the same time, we know what we want to accomplish to the end tomorrow. We go from there.
Alex, is there, I mean, given all these success against the Yankees and the likelihood that if you played them, he would get a start there, is there any part of you that wants to limit the looks they get against him today?
We were planning on him just going 2 or 3 anyways, regardless of what can happen. So I think they know what he has and how he's attacking guys. So yeah, 1 more look might help, but I don't know how much it will help.
How much do you figure for Porcello tomorrow? Same thing?
Kind of like the same thing, yeah.
Sort of, maybe this month, has he sort of, anything that you're concerned about that he hasn't been as sharp as he was before?
No, well, if you start looking at the numbers, he's been hurt by the home run. But you look at whip and other numbers, he's actually better than in the first half. But you know, the Cleveland game, Allen hits a home run. Houston, Marwin hits a home run. So that's been the case. You know, mislocation and they hit the ball out of the ballpark. But we're very happy with the way he's thrown the ball. He's been consistent throughout the season. I know ERA, all that, it doesn't look great, but it's a guy we rely, and we know what we're going to ask from him. So you know, just go tomorrow, get your repetitions, and then get ready for the playoffs.
You've obviously tried to control his innings for a while now. Is it, from a physical standpoint, you feel like he's...
Yeah, he might not agree. You know, if it's up to him, he'll pitch whenever he has to pitch and on regular rest. But I think it's gonna pay off a ton.
Do you think it's significant that some of his best starts have been against some of the best teams?
It's always good. I mean, don't get me wrong, but he's a guy that the good thing about Rick, he adjusts throughout the outing. Like if his sinker is not working, he'll go to the cutter. If it's not working, he'll go to the 4-seamer. So he has weapons throughout the game, and he can start a game throwing sinkers and it's working, but then all of a sudden he'll give you a different look, and that's why he's been successful. But I think he's been good all around. It's a guy that he can give you length. You know, he can go 7. At the same time, he can shut a lineup for 12 outs, 15 outs, all out. So we'll talk about it, how we're going to attack wherever we play, but he's going to be fine. We're confident with him.
Has Sale found anything in looking at video, just kind of dissecting mechanics last couple of days?
Actually, we were just talking about not about mechanics. You know, Dana wasn't here yesterday for a big part of the day for a good reason, I think. And they'll sit down today, go over it. And I don't know when he's throwing the bullpen tomorrow or Monday. I'm not sure, but if he has a pretty good idea and Dana agreed, and last night we got some information with all the video stuff that we got going, comparing that to other starts, and we're pretty sure that we can fix this and he'll be okay for Friday.
Alex, how important? Oh, go ahead, Sean.
Sorry.
Is it ambitious to think that adjustment can be made in a side session?
I mean, he's done it before. You know, other guys have done it, and it's not like a big adjustment. So I think working this week and then knowing what it is, he'll be fine. I do believe so.
Alex, how much credibility is there to the fact that when a pitcher like Chris or David go into the playoffs, they reach another level or reach another, you know, level of focus, if you will. Do you think there's something to that?
Yeah. I've seen it firsthand. Or how great he was last year. 07, Josh Beckett, that was, never seen anything like that. And, you know, him going through, you know, the Angels and the Indians and the Rockies the way he did, and mentally he was somewhere else. That was impressive. So I do feel that there's guys that they get locked in and they get locked in for a while in October, and then it's mentally, and they act differently. They see things that they probably don't see during the regular season, and they execute better than in the regular season. And you know, in our case, Sale threw the ball great for a long period of time. He gets hurt. David throws the ball out. You know, he was great too. It'd be fun for us. The two can pitch to their abilities together for a month.
Do you have a sense that they have the kind of character, the personality to kind of embrace that attitude, that next level?
I think this team has that attitude. You know, it started before the season. There's a few guys that the last 2 years here, you know, they went to the ALDS and it didn't happen, and lack of experience or, you know, facing good teams or good coaching. But I do feel that there's some unfinished business, and the team, since day one, we've been talking about it. I told them, don't be afraid to talk about the World Series. You know, like every team in the big leagues, that's your goal. So why be polite or humble about it? You know, that's our goal. So we've been in a good mindset for a while, since February. I don't think that's going to change in October. And we know we're going to face some good teams, but we believe in what we have, and we believe we have a good team too. So can't wait for October 5th.
The Yankees tied the record for most home runs last night, and it's not just a couple of guys, as you know. What is the challenge, and how much pressure is it for a pitcher just to go through that entire lineup, knowing that anybody can hit it?
We talked about it yesterday. You know, it's something we've done before. You know, we played here in August, and they hit, I think, one home run. That was it, and it was in Rick's best start of the season. Obviously, you know, talking scout reports or spray charts or hot zones, just got to pitch to the blue. You know, I mean, keep the ball in the ballpark. Safety nets. There's a few of them. For how good they are hitting the ball in the ballpark, we feel that you can pitch around the edges or pitch to what we call the blue, and you keep it on the ball. But that doesn't mean you're gonna get them out. You know, like yesterday, that big inning, you know, there were a few, you know, Cuevas induced them to weak contact, and yeah, they got hits. But that's what you try to do. You know, but when they hit the ball in the ballpark on consistent basis, it's tough to beat them.
Alice, can you talk about Ryan and Wright and how might they be involved in the playoffs?
Ryan Brazier?
Yeah, and Stephen Wright.
We all know that they're going to be a big part of what we're going to try to do. Brazier has been amazing for us. Velocity-wise, he's great, and he gets swings and misses in the strike zone, which is very important. With Steven, it's a different look. We saw it firsthand in New York that Thursday. When he's on, he's really good, and he can give you multiple innings. So it's good to have them both. Even with Ryan, you know, in AAA and early with us, he went multiple innings. So it's something that you have to consider. You know, his stuff doesn't go down because it's more than 3 outs. So we're very happy with both of them, and we'll see how we use them.
So you had mentioned the focus from spring training. Is this the fewest team meetings you've had, like in terms of having to say, hey guys, let's, you know,
let's get it going. I think during those hitters meetings, if there's a message or something I wanna tell them, you know, I'll stop by and we'll talk about it. As you know, I'm around, so I don't think there's a need to call team meetings. Or, I don't know. Maybe next year is different.
You've had them before, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All the other teams you've been on.
Yeah, but last year we didn't have too many. And it's the fact that you have that meeting with hitters that you can always talk to them if there's something bothering you or something that you see they should do better. Early in the season was base running, and all of a sudden it's not about base running. I think at one point it was about finishing games. You know, like we went through a stretch that the first few bats they were okay, and then the last part of the game we put good at bats and we start winning games, and we talk about, you know, starting and finishing games. There's always a message. You know, that the cool thing about this team is like we don't feel we're perfect. You know, we still believe that we can be better, and we try to, you know, help them out to get to that point.
You said yesterday you have a basic outline of who your playoff roster is, and maybe a couple pitchers that you're still figuring out. Is that, I know that's not going to be decided in today or tomorrow, but is that more based on matchups, or is that based on how guys are feeling within the next week? Like, what's the
Both. But I think it's more about matchups. I mean, we'll wait for Wednesday. It's a Wednesday, and then we got till noon on Friday. But we'll have an idea on Thursday, and then I'm not gonna wait till Friday. We'll know who we play, and we'll make a decision on Thursday.
Would it be more of an idea of how you're gonna use the catchers playoffs?
No, I do. I have a great idea how we're gonna use it.
Can't share.
Sure.
No, not that one. That's top secret.
With speaking of that, but in Sandy's case, how much do you think the time off lately has been helpful to him? Because he had a pretty big load there after Christian got there.
Yeah, I mean, it benefits him. I don't think one thing has to do with the other one. As far as offense, he just got into some bad habits, you know, and the barrel of the bat was coming in and out. It's still, you know, coming in and out too quick out of his zone. And when he was going well, he was hitting the ball the other way. And he put some good at bats in Cleveland towards the end. He's playing tomorrow actually. So hopefully, I saw him last year. He swung the bat well against Houston in the playoffs. So we just want him to be competitive. You know, when there's a hit and run, put the ball in play. We might bunt him. We might do a few things that we haven't done during the season with him, but as you know, we're very comfortable with him behind the plate, just like Christian and Swide, and the three of them, they're going to be huge for us in October.
So you don't think it was the slump was related to all the
No,
catching?
I think it's not really, and he doesn't feel that way. He just got into some bad habits. Physically, he's not putting himself in a position to do damage or go the other way. You see his work doing BP, and you're like, okay, it's right here, but then all of a sudden, you know, he takes one, strike one, then borderline pitch, strike two, and then he chases. So we've been talking about it, and I do feel, you know, in Cleveland, he put some good at bats, better at bats, and hopefully tomorrow he'll get a few more.